ultimately we ended up spending over $20,000 at KC Retro. All right, so we're back home from KC Retro and we need to talk about it. I went a little crazy with buying, so we're gonna get everything laid out on the table and show you all what we bought. It's a lot. So here it is. So this is everything. I went a little crazy, so I bought more than I can actually fit on the table because I kind of want to keep some of this stuff separated. I'll give you all kind of a breakdown of that, but I went a little crazy. I'm gonna start over here. This is probably the smallest purchase on the table. So I did buy out one vendor of all their video games. I was walking by, it was end of day one, and he said, hey, FYI, 25% off everything. I really wish that the audio worked on this. We can put in some clips of it actually happening. I looked at it, his prices were already pretty good. Let's see, there was one N64 game that I saw right off the bat that I felt pretty good about. Quest 64 for $22. Felt like that was a pretty good price. And then he had Donkey Kong Country at $25. I usually try and pay about $20. So 25% off is close to that. And he just had a bunch of cartridge stuff and he didn't have a ton of games. So I walked off, I did some thinking. I came back and I offered him 50% off everything and I would just take it all, including he's got quite a few Call of Duties and just not the best titles for PS3 as far as like resale goes. They are fun games, and he countered at 30, and I tried to get him to come down to 50. He's been doing this a long time, so he was basically like, no, I'll do 30%. So I ended up taking everything from him for $500. I don't know if this was a great purchase. We haven't gone through any of this yet, but it's inventory, and I'm always looking for more inventory, and I felt like his prices were already pretty good, so 25% off, 30% off, I guess, was a good buy. Next, we'll talk about all of this. So this was a day two purchase. It's my buddy Kyle's booth. He goes by Midwest Physical Media on Whatnot. He said he doesn't do Whatnot anymore, but that's how he used to sell a lot of this. He gave me an absolute incredible deal. He told me he would do 45% off or 55% of price charting, which is a very good place to be at. 50% is always the goal, but 55% is a very good place to be. And he had a lot of really good stuff. So shout out to him. I appreciate the deal. I do want to show you all some titles. Also, I'll be adding this to the collection. It's The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask VHS.
Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the N64 is coming October 26th. Some consider it a sequel to the greatest video game ever. Others claim that it's much better than the original.
We got a bunch of cartridge stuff, which can do really well on Amazon. He didn't sell me all of his Zelda stuff. He said that was the only stuff he didn't want to do at 55%. But we got Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. Both of those are CIB. I think we agreed on 50 for the two. Sticker was originally 105, it looks like. So that was a good buy. Got some PS3 games. Most of the stuff is just good titles, so that's what helped. Another Donkey Kong Country, he had that at 25. And then we got some Dreamcast, PlayStation, just like solid titles. 007, Tomb Raider, a bunch of Crash, more Spyro, Duke Nukem. And then over here, we have games, and some of them have the manuals that correspond with it. So like we have Rayman with the Rayman 2 manual, Kyle Petty's No Fear Racing with the manual, just kind of cool stuff like that. And then, like I said, some other good disc-based games. So appreciate the deal on that, Kyle. Really good purchase. I wish the audio worked so that we could have kept some of this in the video. Total number was, I think it was $1,100 for all of this at 55%. So pretty good buy. $1,100 was after the discount. I do want to talk about this. This was probably one of my favorite buys of the whole thing. This is the last thing I did. Talked to two of the vendors that had a giant table area. I said, if I spend X dollar amount, what percentage off could you do? We agreed on 30%. And so basically for the last 2 hours, scanned games, cartridge, and disc base. They gave me 30% off sticker price, and we spent $2,100. So all of this stuff over here theoretically should be just a straight up double up, but this stuff that like I wanted, I didn't buy them out. I bought it if I thought I could double my money on it. I think this is my favorite kind of purchase. Just the one that's going to take the most time, but some really good titles in here. Lots of like first party Donkey Kong again, Mario Strikers. We got a bunch of GameCube, which is always nice. I think there's 2 copies of Double Dash, got some Crash, Spyro, Lord of the Rings, Sonic, really good titles. And then a massive stack of PlayStation 1 games. Total on this table is about 3,600, I think is roughly the quick math, maybe 37. And then, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to record some more because we still have a lot more that I have not talked about. The rest of it's gonna be all kind of bulked together. It's just the individual buys that I did throughout all of KC Retro. It's stuff that I didn't necessarily do like a bulk buy or anything like this. All right, so this is kind of actually barely somewhat the rest of everything else I bought at KC Retro. Shout out to KC Retro. It was an amazing experience, had such a good time. Thank you to the vendors who worked out deals with me. But these are basically all of the other random deals that I worked out. So some of this is like buying not out a vendor, but like Jared sold me some stuff that he brought. He was in another video that I did recently. Go check that out. I'd already kind of bought him out, but he found some other stuff kind of weak of. But these are just kind of the other deals that I worked out. I was going to show off a couple of things that were interesting. So we did get a Metroid Prime CIB, but this is the Target version, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever sold that before. That might go in the collection, not entirely sure. This Journey Collector's Edition. This is probably gonna go in the collection just because it's a really pretty game. Don't know anything about it. I would assume it's kind of like a puzzle type game would be my guess. I'm looking at it. We did get another copy of NCAA 14. We ended up getting 2 copies at the con, which is gonna be great for Christmas. We got some Super Nintendo games, nothing crazy. A lot of Super Mario Worlds. And then PS2, I think, is kind of run-of-the-mill stuff. I did get a copy of Amazing Spider-Man for the Xbox One.
I will make you what you are meant to be. The ultimate hunter.
Didn't know this existed, and I've never actually sold this before, but worked out a deal on that. Got some Game Sharks, been selling a lot of those. And then everything else is just kind of normal stuff. I guess we did get a copy of Pokemon White. Got a good deal on that, I think. And, well, technically there is still more. So there's gonna be 2 more videos coming out of this. I bought out a vendor, and then I have a video where I bought some stuff from Joey from Game Euphoria. Be ready for that, check those out. But ultimately, we ended up spending over $20,000 at KC Retro. It's a lot of money, definitely by far the most we've ever spent at a show. I think the timing is perfect. Right now is Christmas season. It's December right now, and we're processing this as fast as we can. That's why some of these videos have been kind of choppy, is like we're processing, record, process, record. This stuff isn't gonna go into a bin to be put on a shelf or anything. I'm gonna process it right now and get it sent off to Amazon. But be ready for those other videos. Some really cool stuff coming. I bought out a vendor, and it is probably one of my craziest purchases ever, so be ready for that. But besides that, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm out, gangstas.